Hi, this is Teresa, and this is Yarn Again. I appreciate you coming by my channel again. If you are new here, welcome. If you are already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, please let me know what I did, and I can maybe get better at this because I am still fairly new. I just started in November of 2022, and I'd want to learn the best I can to get my videos better for more enjoyment for everybody. This is the blanket I'm doing with Coco's Crochet Lista. She is in Sydney, Australia. She's using the Sydney calendar. She is doing a stitch sampler blanket as well as the draw of the color blanket. I am just doing the half double crochets all the way through my blanket. And if you see here, this is January, where I did 8 rows. February, she's doing 2 months during a month, so every 2 weeks she'll pull a different month. So these two were both done in January, so this is January and February. And every month she pulls 2 months, March, April. And I was doing 8 rows of each color. And then May is this one, and then June is this one, and I did 12 rows. These colors are supposed to be orange, purple, no, pumpkin, starts with a P, orange, pumpkin, the darker, gray, not light blue, that is gray. I got it out of the gray section in Hobby Lobby, not on clearance, and green, that is a green, that is a deep green. I don't know why they're showing up blue. My camera, I have daylight lighting in my room. They're big lights, and it still shows up blue, excuse me. But I'm doing the 12 weeks, and I'm going to try to do every week the same pattern. If you noticed here, I did try to do the same pattern. Like I did 1 row, 2 rows, 1 row, 2 rows, etc. And then I got smarter here, did the same thing, and then here I messed up. I had to take it all out. We already been through this. Yeah. And then here I did the 1 row, 2 rows, and 1 row, 2 rows. And just trying to make it a pattern. I am trying to make it a pattern so it looks cohesive. And I love the colors this week for June. Oh, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June. I love the colors. These are my kind of colors. They're folly colors. I did not want bright in your face orange. I do not like that. I do like the muted, spicy colors of orange and the rusts and the blues and the grays. This gray here is a heathered gray, and it's unavailable, so I didn't have that gray to be able to find. And if you see in some spots you get the speckles. Do you see the speckles? In some of the spots you could see the speckles, and I only had a little bit left of that, and I wanted to tie that back in here. And I went to the store. However, they did not have that color gray, but they had this color gray. And Michael's looks like they abandoned ship or something. They don't have yarn hardly. They have a lot of cakes and no gray. So I did what I could. After the sale, of course, I went to Hobby Lobby, and I love this yarn, which is nice to work with, by the way, if you haven't used it. I got this gray. I don't know what it's called. I'll look in a minute so that I could tell you. But this is green. This is gray. This is pumpkin. This is orange. I'll look at the label. I'm not sure what shade of orange. But I actually like this blanket, this section so much. I have got my son, Creative Craftings with SC, had purchased a pumpkin and a taupe And I have some of this left, and I thought I'm going to make a quick baby blanket because that seems to be the colors lately. And here's the leftovers. This bag was made by Creative Craftings with SC as well. It's fully lined and reversible. It's lined with fleece, which I like. Anyway, that's not why we're here. Of course, this is the heather that I had last time, and I didn't, because I increased the stitches. Did I tell you that? I increased the stitches, the rows, I mean, on this one here. This month, May or June, I did 12 rows. Every other month of the year, according to the Sydney calendar that Lista picks, I'm only doing 8 rows. I increased it here, sorry about being dizzy, here so that I can make my blanket longer, because if I didn't, I was at 24 inches, and I think it would be like 48 by 100 and whatever stitches. I did 150 stitches, I believe, to start this project. And I didn't want a short stubby blanket because I'm going to throw this on my twin size bed. And I thought, well, because actually I like this so much, I'm going to actually keep it. I normally give my stuff away, but this one I like so much, thank you, Lista, that I'm going to keep it. And this is my first cowl. I've never done a crochet along before. Like I said, I'm back new at crocheting. I've crocheted at 5 and 6. I was knitting. Not very well, but my mom made a baby blanket with it, bless her. And she finished it. I did 1 or 2 squares and she finished it. Of course, just the purl stitch. And then I knitted again after she passed away. Rest in peace. And I got bored. Anybody get bored when they knit? Because I only did knit and purl. Granted, there's a lot more fancy knitting, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, but I am not a very patient person. Thus the reason I'm doing the half double crochets. I'm not patient enough to teach myself the stitches. I did teach myself how to do properly reading a pattern this year. I could read, sorry, that's the printer. I don't know why it does that. It just does it every once in a while. I apologize. I can read a pattern, always could. Too lazy to count, always have been. Anyway, I digress. This is my blanket. I'm going to make a blanket like this. My nephew just had a baby girl, but they like the earthy tone colors. So I thought, well, maybe more people would like the earthy tone colors, and I'll make a baby blanket out of the colors that my son got me that I have left over with these. I thought I'd put them all together if I have anything left over, these oranges. I love these colors. Fall colors are my thing, as they would say in the old days. They're my jam. My son's going to get mad at that. Okay, here's my orange. It's Desert Glaze. It was in the orange section. The nice lady over there in my Hobby Lobby showed me the orange because my husband kept picking out blaze orange for hunting caps and the bright oranges. I don't like those colors. I make blaze orange hats for the hunters, but I don't want to crochet with those if I don't have to. And then this is my pumpkin. It's burnt pumpkin. I put pumpkin on here so it was easy for me to grab and see, because I just grab it and I don't have to look at the finer thing. I'm getting old, so you know, the eyes and everything. And this one says orange. Duh, right? And this is the green that is actually in there. I wish it wouldn't show up so teal. In person, this looks like evergreen. And it's so old. Yeah, it doesn't have a tag on it. I got this stuff for making hats, and I didn't keep tags because I didn't really bother with them. I have started, though, keeping the tags for the hats that I'm making to see how many skeins of yarn I go through. And I'm keeping them for stuff that I'm making along the year in a separate container on how many skeins of yarn I use, as long as I keep the ball tag only if I use the entire thing. If I use the entire thing and then I go back and finish it, then I'll put it in there. This one, of course, won't get a thing. What happened to my gray? Oh, here it is. Okay, see, this is the gray that is showing up terribly green. This again is, I love that yarn, and it is the color Tin Roof, which after I got home, I crocheted a lot of it and said, yeah, tin roofs usually have moss on them. Thus the reason it has a shade hint of green. So even though this is gray in my blanket, don't tell anybody, please, it came off green, and then this green is coming off teal blue. I've just been summoned and I have to go. I apologize for the screaming, but have a nice day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you around the YouTube streets.